Uh-huh. That's right. Carter 3, come on. Yeah. Yeah. Walk with me. Come go with me. Yeah. It's Lil Weezy, baby. And I'm just lighting up my... Yeah. 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 1-7. Cash money, young money. Born in New Orleans, raised in New Orleans. I will forever remain faithful, New Orleans. I thank you, New Orleans. Thank you, Holly Grove.
I went over there Wednesday night after the Next Generation Recovery meeting just to sit down with everybody to make sure the intake information was like, hey, they understood the rules and stuff. And there were 3 guys there that didn't have sponsors and home groups, didn't have a recovery thing. And so I told them, I said, I kind of said the same thing at Prudence, either the day before or the day after, whatever, and you walked in. And I just told him, there was one guy, Shane, who was like, oh, I can't go to a meeting because I'm working for a temp agency in Bradenton. I'm not getting home in time. And I just told him, I said, I don't care about your rent. It's like, at this stage, you're already behind anyway. I said, take tomorrow off, go to a meeting, get a sponsor, get a phone list, period.
Yeah.
And there were 2 other guys. Angel was one of the other guys. And he looked at me and he goes, I've been in a lot of recovery homes and I've never been in a recovery home that wasn't all about the money. And so, well, welcome to Project Exodus. Big deal. The next day, Angel and the other gentleman both got up, went to a meeting, got a sponsor. They're bragging about it in the chat, high-fiving. And then because of that, Angel got a job with someplace.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, Shane still hasn't even went to a meeting and not so.
Trying to do the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
In multiple states and all over the place.
Yeah, you heard the same thing. He's like, oh, I'm 56, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, at 56, your best thing can lead you here.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, just, can you trust me? He's like, oh, I trust you. I'm like, okay, so tomorrow, don't go to the temp agency. Go to a meeting, get a sponsor, and don't stop until you have accomplished that. And, pride and ego, I think, has kept him from really making that step.
When I picked him up, he was telling me about a story, like the last kind of bender he was on, some little girl came up to him and his woman at the airport, and she goes, Mommy, what's wrong with those 2? Because they're so geeked out for like a week. They're freaking so.
Yeah. I went. Well, let me start by saying this. Welcome to the Project Exodus Core podcast. This is Paul, and this is my good friend Andrew and my buddy Joel.
What's up, guys?
Episode 33. If you're watching this post-production on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If you're watching live on Facebook, follow the page, share the podcast. We greatly appreciate all the support that we get each and every week from all of you. Like Andrew said, we've done 33 of these. It's like wild.
Yeah.
I don't remember the date of the first one. I know it was over at...
It was last summer in June, I didn't want to say.
He's good.
It was June last summer.
He's good at dates.
He's a freaking Rain Man. Yeah, it was over at Brock's studio. You know what's wild is that first episode we never published because there was 0 audio.
Yeah, I want to say there was we did maybe 3 of them over there with him before we moved to Salvation Army.
Yeah, Brock's doing really good too. He's
yeah, I saw him Monday night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's cool. It's cool.
It's really cool.
I'd seen him at the gym a couple times and over the last, 6-7 months, but I hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Saw him where Monday night?
He was at he was at a beginner's meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Probably shouldn't be saying all that.
Well, I mean, what are they going to do? Cancel?
I see
they say it online. So.
Like the young people's groups and stuff. Like they have Facebook pages where they're advertising events and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if that's against the traditions of the group.
I think honestly, the more I think about it now, it's like that's just the group we happen to fall into, right? Like we fell into the group that was very adamant about the secrecy and the traditions, and I'm thinking as it should be, but
it's by the book, anonymous.
Yeah. Raise a child up in the way he should go, and you'll never depart from it. We've learned these habits and we've learned these traditions, and I think that's.
But we went the other way. We went hard. We took a hard right.
I think
we need to though, because this was in the 1930s and 40s when this started. They didn't have all this stuff. So.
No, I mean us on a personal level. Like we hung out with probably the most hardcore AA people in this town when we first got in recovery, and we kind of
needed it.
took off.
I mean, we haven't I think that we've done it in the most respectful way.
Yeah, we've definitely respected
because of it.
AA,
Could you imagine how crazy it would have been if we didn't have that?
Yeah, it
like we just been putting every meeting on like a caption that's rolling up the screen for all of it, like with the addresses, like last week's chairperson.
Yeah.
It's really hard to also infringe on that because you don't know anybody's last name. Like, I don't know JP's really JP's name.
No. Well,
Juan Pierre. Yeah. So, but I think we're doing it. I don't even know how we brought that up, but yeah. So I went to almost all the houses today. I did not go to Bernadette. I did not go to Ventura, and they all seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Hey, Angel. I went to Wells. I made sure to inform them all of our sexuality, let them know what was real and what wasn't. How embarrassing must it be to think all those things? But wanted to also bring up
little guys now too.
No, I didn't have to. Yeah, but I mean that is so funny.
Yeah, go to the guy's house, Lebanon.
Just so you know,
so you guys are aware.
That's funny business.
Somebody said I thought Andrew and Joel were a thing.
What?
Yeah.
No one said that.
Yeah. It's like
perfect.
Yeah.
Let them think that.
Sure,
Stay away.
Still jealous of it.
Oh my. But so for those that are watching that know Angela Foster, she's the director of our program. She's been a house leader, I don't know, for a few months, I guess, but she's been involved with Project Exodus for a long time. She is, I guess, commencing the program.
She was there from the.
She was 5 months
inception
with us.
Yeah, she was there from the inception of the meeting at Salvation Army that kind of transpired through y'all's, going there Fridays into our first meeting place and.
Yeah, so she's moving into her own place. She got her apartment. She's doing really good, and we're extremely proud of her and excited for this next chapter of her life and her recovery. So shout out to her. That being said, Rebecca will be taking over the Wells program as a house lead, and I went over there today, had a long conversation with them, supporting her. Angel is in the chat here. She said she was joking. And then Polly Pierce said, "Happy early Father's Day." Thank you, Polly. And then Angel said, "And I didn't say anything about anyone's sexuality, but I covered for the person who did say that because I felt bad."
Okay.
It's okay, Angel.
Just stop.
It's all right. Everybody thinks.
Nobody knows anything.
No, yeah.
Now you're just
nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
Stop.
But Becca's taking over the Wells house. She's going to do really well.
And she went to Salvation Army last night.
Nicole
shared her
said
story.
She did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she likes that meeting. Nicole, check it out. I like that. It's good.
Nicole went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Becca told Nicole, and then Nicole was messaging me like how to get in the gate and all that. I'm like, oh man, I forgot we got to do volunteer.
Yeah. I mean, it's always cool when you can take someone to something like that. I asked Rebecca how it went, and she was like, "Great." She was really honored to be asked to do that, and it's sharing your story is, for me, it's a very proud moment almost. To reflect and recognize how far you've come and what life's like now. It's a very, purifying thing. You kind of really get to lay it all out there in front of people that you wouldn't normally talk to about those things, and hope in hopes of inspiring someone to keep going.
Yeah.
What was it like for you the first time you shared your testimony or story in front of an audience of any capacity? Like, what was your biggest takeaway from that?
Probably just, I always hear like a lot of people say, like they're excited to tell their story, or they're like, they've only been in recovery a couple months. They're like, "I got a crazy story, man. Let me tell my story." Yeah. That's why I always get a lot of people coming up to us at Next Gen. trying to get on stage or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but how crazy is your recovery story? Like, how intense is that? You know, and I didn't even feel like I was worthy to tell my story until I pushed the boundaries of, recovery, worked the steps, got a spot, did everything everyone told me to do, and then did it again and again. So,
yeah,
I mean, that was kind of, otherwise I just didn't feel worthy even being asked, So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for most places, I remember like they would tell you have to be a year sober, before they would even ask you.
There's different rules for different meetings, different fellowships. There's different time requirements.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think I was ready before then. If I was, I mean, I would be ready to speak, but a testimony for those that don't know is like what it was like, what happened, what it's like now. And like you said, it's like, how do I know what it's like now? If I'm too early, like what's, I'm going through this, but I always felt like it was awkward if someone got up and, hadn't even really went and done the step work.
Right.
You
hadn't made any real change yet before they can reflect.
And people ask all the time. I mean, I get constantly, probably today, I think someone hit me up, and then always on Wednesday nights, someone after the meeting's like, "Hey, I got a crazy story." It's like, that's missing the point.
Yeah.
I mean, we all got crazy stories, but it's like, how crazy are you getting in recovery?
Yeah, that's a big one. What about you, Andrew? What was your big takeaway? What was your feeling after sharing your testimony? Because I mean, I'll be honest. Like when I heard your testimony, I couldn't remember ever hearing it before. If I'd heard you say it in public, but you had some pretty intense stuff you talked about, and being able to have the courage to stand up in front of a crowd like that and kind of.
I've had several people. I was like, "Hey, you spoke last week." I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird because I don't want to be out in front ever, but and it was a big meeting. It was like 200 people.
It felt like it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Unless you're dancing.
Yeah, some dancing. My takeaway was, I think sharing your story, sharing my story, it just deepens my connection to the program and to the people. And 9 times out of 10, most of the conversations I have with people at meetings is just surface level stuff, and they don't ever really get to know things about me. So I think it's a good way to kind of let people know who you are and what you've been through, and it's definitely good for people who have been through similar experiences like that, and to see somebody who's gone through the same types of things in their lives, the traumas, and then here they are several years clean and sober and have a good life and are able to I don't know, it's weird.
What do you think?
I would do it again, and I after the fact, I was like, man, I probably should have planned it out. But I would like to do it again sometime, maybe I don't know, 6 months or a year from now, maybe even the same meeting, or maybe start doing it at other places, because after doing it like that, I definitely can see where I can improve in my story and where I can talk more about certain things and talk less about certain things, shorten things up, and talk more about the recovery aspect,
Yeah.
kind of tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, there's definitely an art to trying to tell your own story that I've noticed some people are just great over the years of doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Paul knocked out the park probably the first time. He was probably only 6 months sober in Monday Night Men's.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best ones that they've ever had.
Had 10 minutes. I never what was wild is so for those, and I always try to paint a picture for those that are watching and don't really have a concept of what we're talking about. So when you're in recovery, a 12-step program of any kind, there comes a part where once you've been coming around so long, they'll ask you to share your story, and it's usually a speaker meeting variant of where you're going. The place I first shared my story was Monday Night Men's, and the way that their format is it was 2 speakers, and you both had about 25 minutes each. I'll never forget this. Sam was before me, and he's my senior. He's been around for a long time. Love Sam. A lot of respect for him. And the meeting started at 7:30, and he sat down about 8:10. Now, I had never shared my testimony, but I knew it was a solid 20 minutes. So I got up there knowing I had 10 or 15. And the wild thing about it was, I had to just rush through it. And I was very fortunate to not get nervous about it. I just remember kind of, tipping my hat to Sam.
Yeah, but you've been doing crowd work for years, decades.
Yeah, to me, I think that is one of the best pieces of advice that you can give anyone is make everybody laugh right out the gate. Like if you can go up there, even if it's making fun of yourself, right? I remember that testimony, and I haven't done one like it since, but it was really feeding off the people in the audience.
Yeah.
The acronym Daves, the this, the that, like
taking the edge off the speech,
and some weird way to put it, but like praise those people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really important technique to when you're new to public speaking or to a new group of people, to use the people there in the audience as a form of tipping the hat and showing appreciation to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy. It's really easy to do that because if there's someone in the audience that means a lot to you, especially in your recovery, like Greg was a big one for me, Joel, Andrew, and I can pull a little bit from them. A lot of the times it's those people will not only feel a sense of, oh, I'm proud of this guy for appreciating me, but there's also a laughable joke.
Yeah.
And
when I think about it though, you were one of the only guys that named people at that's speaking and did that because I thought it wasn't allowed. So I was
probably
if I go like I'll say sponsor, I'm not even gonna say his name. You know what I mean? Like I always thought that like you had to remain like even
anonymous in the anonymous group.
Yeah, like even when you're up there, like people will be like, and then I met my next husband, even though her husband's sitting right there and in the program, she's like, and this man was this and that. Like they don't even address it like that.
Well, no one's ever came up to me and said, hey, you can't do that.
Right.
And I don't know that.
And it's the only place they would have ever done it is probably the Monday Night Men's. And so, you already named them. So they can't come up to
I think I probably just named the right people.
Yeah. I
named the ones that would have picked me.
Yep. So I think that's an old school AA meeting though. I don't know if that's how they are.
That's the one that gets me nervous. Because, when the first time I shared at the Salvation Army, I always have some nerves when I speak or tell my story. I just try to remind myself that the people at the Sally, like the people in the audience all have less clean time to me. Yeah. So it's like, even if I get up there and just tell a bunch of baloney, like they're probably going to buy it, because they're looking, and I wouldn't do that, but it's like I have an extra sense of confidence. I guess it relates to like when people say, if you're public speaking, just imagine everyone in the audience naked, like as a way to make yourself feel more comfortable. Mm-hmm. But at that meeting, you can't pretend. It's almost like you're going up there and participating, sharing your story to the biggest crowd of critics possible.
Right.
And I don't know if you ever took public speaking at any point in your education, but I had a public speaking teacher. He was he was so famous, like he was on like a bunch of History Channel documentaries. Like he would be one of the guys, like if you've ever seen Ancient Aliens, the guy that has like his hair, George Sucrose or whatever. He was like that. Like they would interview him and he would have little tidbits about like Alabama history or American history. But he would stand in the back of the class. And when you were speaking, if you ever said like the same word twice, or you used the word you, or you used the word he would.
And
yeah, if you like paused or hesitated, he would stand in the back of the class. As soon as you did it, he'd go, what? Like really loud, and you're already nervous and standing in front of people. Now you're nervous that you're making mistakes and there's this person monitoring everything you're doing. Monday Night Men's is a lot like that, because when you're standing there and you're talking, you're also consciously looking at people's responses.
Yeah.
And if they're nodding, it's good. If they're going,
but that's a meeting. I heard some kind of horror stories as well from that meeting of a couple guys that spoke there. I'm not going to go into the details about it or anything, but
they got yoked up.
Yeah, they
pulled down. Got to go.
Yeah. Like something like that. And that's always played at the back of my mind. And someone that just fears public speaking anyway. I don't even know if it's a natural fear anymore. I've had to do it so much. It's like,
I mean, I get like that in our meeting. I get like that at our meeting, like especially like the cussing aspect of it. People are going to do it. I think because we're at a very a place where we really respect the congregation, the church that we're using the building of, and we're on camera and we're broadcasting. Like, I don't want to be a poor representation for the for the congregation, right? Like I don't want to misrepresent Grace Life with our behavior. I also like kind of hold us to a much higher standard. Like I want people to give their best, and I want people to show up and dress the part, and not like this last week. Kat Greenberg was amazing.
Yeah,
like that
great
was,
energy.
Yeah, oh
She's done that a few times.
Oh
For sure.
gosh, wasn't that great? The only thing about that, I wish I would have had whatever she had on that notepad on, like the picture in picture.
Yeah, zoomed in.
Yeah, like I think I've adopted a lot of the stuff that Monday Night Men's instilled in me early with the way that we hold our meeting.
Like professionalism.
Yeah, and like, hey, turn your phone off. If you got something to say, step outside. Be respectful of our guests up here speaking, because that's a big one. Like even when I'm speaking, if someone's talking and distracted me, like even though I feel like I'm a pretty well seasoned public speaker, like I can't be distracted. Like if I'm distracted, like I get uneasy and I lose the cadence of the chronological order of whatever I'm talking about. And so, I think a lot of that comes from Monday Night Men's, because if you got, brother, whenever they pass the basket, and that's kind of like the intermission, I remember Tony used to give me this look if I would get up and go to the bathroom. I don't know that if he was disappointed or not.
I used to, if I had my phone, he'd be like, put that phone away.
Yeah. But like,
or the guys that get up and get like coffee in the middle of this, like, what are you doing?
Oh, Miami,
what are you doing?
Miami does that at the camel meeting sometimes, and I'm like, bro.
He had his phone out. I don't want to say when he was speaking or you were speaking. Had his phone out and was like going around the room, and I seen old acronym Dave about to jump out of seat and like snatch him up,
and that's probably on us. We're not educating everyone. Probably.
I mean, I'm kind of glad, because like that to me would be a moment of correction from someone outside of our program, right? Like for me, I always use the term of like peer reviews. Like if you're writing an essay and you want people to revise it, you don't send it to your buddies.
Yeah,
right?
So you'd want like your child to be corrected out in public.
They ain't gonna
instead of show. But I would rather parent before we show up.
But they're not our kids. Like I get what you're saying.
So I got a Happy Father's Day note just on the way over here, and I was like, "Thanks, man, but I'm not a father." And he was like, "Yeah, you are." I was like,
"Yes, you got a good point."
Yeah, you know what I mean. I was like, "All right, correct." So.
No, I mean, like, I think that, maybe it would make a lot of sense for us to try to prepare people, but I think that's just how the program of recovery
going to meetings,
works.
They should know these things.
Yeah,
should know it.
We should tell, especially if we're pulling them out of the woods. We should tell them what they expect.
Well, at our meeting, it's a totally different story. Ballgame, you can do whatever you want.
Not necessarily. I mean,
but you can take pictures, you can post it, no big deal.
Right.
The anonymity thing.
And there's probably some truth to that, but I'm saying the experience of someone you don't know that is in recovery is speaking to you in a lot of grace, saying, "Hey, we don't do that."
Yeah,
is to me would be seared in my mind a lot more than just Andrew coming over and saying, "Hey, that's not a good idea." Because me and Andrew have all these interactions. There's this one person you've never met, very little.
No, I get your point.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying that I look at that as like Miami's probably going to get a lot more being called out by someone that he doesn't know than. Hey, if I go up and tell him, "Hey, put your phone away,"
he's gonna just wait till you look the other way.
He probably would put his phone away, but it's that's what it is. So let's see, what are we talking about today? We've been live 23 minutes.
So IKEA was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, you went to IKEA.
It was just too overstimulating. There were so many people. Like, I don't know. Have you been to IKEA before?
Yeah,
dude. It's like I couldn't even I was like, I don't even know what I want now.
Did you get anything?
Yeah. I got like a TV stand. I got some shelvings, closets. I got even a little dresser.
It's massive.
Finally moved in there or no?
No, it's in the month. I think the floors are like the guy was out here today, so the floors are almost done. The cabinets are already built. Those are from IKEA, so it's a new kitchen, new floors. It's been painted, and I just have to. They got to finish the floors, do the baseboard, do the cabinets, hang the ones up top. Countertops will be in there like the week after I move in, like the first week of July. But I pretty much got everything else.
So
all the main stuff.
I know something that we could probably talk to. I mean, IKEA is a maze. I'd been to the one in Orlando, and I had never been. And I was told, I mean, it was like an event, like leading up to. It's like, I'm going to IKEA Saturday. He's like, oh, you got to try the meatballs. And I was like, what? It's a furniture store. Like, what do you mean?
Styles and meatballs.
Yeah, like they had like
meatball.
a whole cafeteria. But now I know why. It's like it's an adventure. It's like it is an adventure.
It's
like
cool.
you can't just turn around and go back out. You have to finish the maze of.
I know we kept
furnishings.
going. I was like, have we been here this part yet? And like, no, there's more. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Jeez."
and then it was wild, like all the different things they had to like create a makeup vanity or something. You know, like the table, like it was all individual pieces.
I got the whole back of my truck's full of stuff now. I gotta take it home and unload it, and then I gotta put all this stuff together.
So,
Fuck.
we talked a little bit last week about John and the old. And just for those that don't know, John's a colleague of ours that is part of Project Exodus. He was a house leader for a while. Really cool guy, but he's selling the old heroin hovercraft.
Yeah.
Druggy buggy. The opiate ornithopter. So I don't know all the details. Joel would be able to tell you more about it, but he's getting a new car.
I think there might have been a little bit of a snag in there too.
Oh.
That Kia that you sent?
Yeah. I mean, we'll find out.
But there was like a weird agreement. I don't even know all the details, nor do I think
If he gets it, and I think it's going to go through, we're gonna wrap it Project Exodus style. So
yeah. So Joel wants to wrap it in some type of design with our logo on it to be the.
Do you know how
official-
expensive that is?
I would like to. So most of it's a white car. So if we could play on the part of less wrap, I don't know.
Just wrap a door.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just get like a sticker or a magnet. But like if you were to wrap, like if you were to put
My
like
buddy,
Our trucks are like to wrap those trucks. It's like $5,000.
yeah, like you
I got a friend that, well, you met him, the Estonian Renard.
Bernard's a Swiss Army knife, isn't he? Or Estonian Army knife? I don't.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not Swiss.
It's good.
IKEA, isn't that Swiss?
I was thinking Scandinavian.
Same thing.
But it's something to
Start
look
with an
into.
S though.
See what we do.
Samsonite.
And then I almost got frustrated and bought a company truck earlier.
I love how like
Tired.
he buys things when he's frustrated. Oh, I wish he would buy a company
You
truck.
should get mad that I don't have like a area rug and some lamps and stuff.
I'm supposed to go look at. I'm going to Russ's storage unit tomorrow. He's got a bunch of furniture, and we're supposed to go over there and look at it. Let's see. He said he wants to donate it. So if you want to join me, maybe you can find something in there for your place.
I'm all set.
Okay, cool. Well, he doesn't need an area rug.
Yeah.
No, I'm
You don't need that
I'm
anyway.
just gonna go buy one.
I collect dirt. It's
Yeah, you need a
It's a little
vacuum.
5x7. That's all.
Yeah, a little 5%.
Oh,
I got no artwork at all in my condo.
What about all that stuff that Mr. Rick donated?
It's in the houses. So
Got it. What? Weird.
What kind of art do you want? Do you want to get some stuff,
don't know.
some color
It's,
to make it pop since everything's black?
There's a world map for you on my kitchen.
it's not like I ran into some art. I'm not gonna just throw anything on the wall to look at every day. There's maybe it's a perfectionist mindset. So maybe nothing ever makes it to the
Well, you
wall.
can want something that like stands out, unless you just want just some generic.
I don't want just something. It's got to be if it's gonna grace my wall.
Bougie.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah,
It's
I wanna-
gotta be something that you like.
I want to move the podcast.
But like I noticed a lot of
Feels
other people, they just throw stuff on their wall. Well, I got this from there, and this at a garage sale, and then they're all places just decorating just stuff that.
I want to move the podcast studio into the sunroom. Or
Do you want
Yeah.
that blue couch?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Probably. That's not really where I was going with it. I'm just saying, like, I want to move the podcast
I got a
studio.
couch. I'm just saying, I got a couch. If you want to do a couch, I got a blue.
However, so for those watching, this has been like the most stable version of our podcast studio because we went from here to there. We was at the Sally for a while, and then we got to this place, and we've had the same backdrop. So if you're watching this, please leave in the comments like suggestions you have for updating the studio. I thought about maybe getting us a ficus tree.
We need that light, dude. We need that neon light.
What?
Yeah, we did.
It's just
Yeah, like-
what's going to be back here. I mean, that's kind of a big.
So we could still hang that.
I
if
mean,
we
just
wanted
me and Adrian are going to sit next to this little bonsai tree. It's like
A fern.
to. I mean, right right now. Like there's nothing wrong with the way that we have our podcast studio, but
There's
I
more
mean,
room in there. It'll be different.
yeah. So we could go like sofa.
So it's the advertisement feel. Like since you're not putting a logo right here on our screen or anything.
I mean, it doesn't. Do we really need to advertise like
I don't know.
outside? I mean, currently branding is like the forefront of the entire podcast. Both shirts, the whole entire backdrop. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's not that we. Angel said a fish tank. The Project
Do
Exodus
you
fish
want
tank.
that fish tank?
Oh, we do have a saltwater fish tank.
Yeah. If you want it, let me know.
Maybe after the podcast, I'll go over there and we'll get whatever I need for it. It just
Little-
sounded like so much high maintenance.
Yeah. Just a fish
you just
swimming
need
behind
to.
us.
I mean, you just need to make sure you're changing the water out and stuff and
Every
feeding them
week.
every week.
I know
But you can get like a big jug. so
I know a
it's-
fish tank guy. He lives not too far from here.
It's too much for me. I don't want to do it. I just don't.
He can come in once a week. I think.
Fish guy? You got a fish guy?
So I don't
It's like Deuce Bigelow.
He's
I'm
does,
I'm with Nicole on this. Like I do like the idea of a sofa, right? Like from the camera angles to the feel, it's like a little more lax. Also, I'd like to get it where I don't have to sit behind a desk. I want the desk to be present.
we just bought you $1,000 desk. Now you're crying.
I'm not crying about the desk. I'm just saying that it would be cool if I could sit next to you guys, maybe at angles where we can look at each other. The cameras are at each other. We can name the fish cute names.
Make him sit in that chair. Tell him no.
Yeah.
So we
Tell him
have.
no, Joel.
So Nicole says she likes the couch idea. Angel says she loves fish and wants to name them cute names. So we have that, and I think the
Give us
light.
a name, Angel.
Yeah, what are we going to name the fish? Dory,
Clownfish. What are you gonna name it?
Dory, and
Nemo?
Nemo.
Marlin?
We have that's what.
Squirt.
Are there clownfish in the tank?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
Clownfish.
what's in there.
Yeah.
There's a couple like blue ones. They're not blue tangs or whatever Dory was, but there's some blue ones in there. And there's like a crab and
So what's
sea urchin.
like some big news that's happened this week? Anything? Okay.
Because a lot went on this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
You guys live different lives, man.
Yeah.
It was a busy week. Busy
Yeah.
on a lot of levels.
I'm freaking disassociated from everything. Yeah, I mean, like the meeting was really good. We talked about that a little bit. I want to say it was probably one of the best meetings we've had.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there in the top 5 of meetings. That meeting's growing too. Like you see a lot of people come to that meeting that are outside of the
100 people a week, every week.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least 100 people every week.
Happiness and love and serenity is the suggestions
For the names?
Chandra Spring.
Who's been watching the kids? There been kids showing up?
Nobody. No kids lately. But they definitely need recovery. I don't know. It's definitely the meeting's growing. It's getting it's reaching a lot more people. Oh, we surpassed 2,000 followers.
2030 something now.
Yeah. That was a big deal.
Another influx. It was just like another.
I think what people fail to realize is we don't have like a huge viral moment, right? Every single one of those followers were organically grown from, like we had to share invites for the vast majority of them. And people have actively followed our page and continued to stay loyal and follow the page. We're not like content kings, it's not like we're posting like crazy cool videos every day.
Not doing tons of marketing online, nothing either.
So it's really cool to see that. Like I was looking at like our page transparency. It was within 18 months, which is, for comparison, like I looked at other places and
10 plus years.
10 plus 20 plus, 10, 15 years on social media, and they have less followers than us and they way more content. And so I'm really excited to see how this is going to continue to grow. 2,000 followers in 18 months, hopefully we can be at 4,000 followers in the next 18 months. That's kind of the standard we have.
We're like a bunch of underdog stories, man. Weren't supposed to make it, had a good chance of not making it. And then here we are.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. 2K followers. I went to my second therapy session. It was really, really interesting.
As good as the first one.
Yeah.
Dive a little deeper.
Did you end up going solo?
Yeah, no. This is the solo one.
On Thursdays?
Thursday nights.
What about the other one?
No, we haven't went to that one.
Did you go on Beneva?
No.
Go there for the
Grace Life Church, yeah, in that little trailer.
Yeah, I almost accidentally blew up your meeting. I didn't know you were there. On Thursday night, I was dropping somebody off there. Saw your car parked there. I was going to run up in there.
Oh, yeah?
I forgot. I didn't know that was therapy session.
Yeah, no, I actually picked up 2 guys and brought them up there for a meeting while I was in that session.
Yeah, so there must be a meeting going on.
They have a couple meetings, Bible study.
Yeah,
there's definitely some
guy was like, "Yo, get out the car, man. There's food." And I'm like, "Dude, there's no one here."
The therapist said something to me that was really eye-opening. You know, I hate even saying this stuff because I feel like an arrogant prick. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
But I do recognize that, like, I'm a fairly intelligent human, right? Like, I'm not better than anybody. I feel like that my mental clarity is really sharp in a lot of areas. And as I'm in this therapy session, like, I'm reflecting, doing a lot of reflecting over decisions and the consequences of the decisions I've made and why I've made those decisions, what led me, whether it was an emotional decision, whether it was a good decision, the effects of it, like good, bad, and ugly, if it's enabling, if it's not enabling. And the therapist stops me and he goes, you know, this is session 2. He said, I've been doing this a long time. He's like, I've never had a client or patient that is so that breaks down things and reflects so well. Like, you reflect on everything. And he was like, it's not a bad thing. He's like, but don't spend too much time reflecting on your decisions. Like, and I looked at that like almost like, okay, maybe I'm doing too much morbid reflection, right? Like, was this a good idea? Was this a bad idea?
Like, because there's nothing you can do because it's in the past. You can't change your decisions, and depression kind of lives in the past.
Yeah, that, or it's like, I don't know if I'm just trying to learn from my mistakes, right, and be aware of what they are.
It's affecting the choices you're needing to make or wanting to make.
Yeah,
or your
like,
future
I'm really,
choices,
dude, I'm really bad at, like, I almost feel like I'm too nice most of the time. Like, I'm so forgiving and, like, willing to look past things, and I think it gets the better of me. You know, I think it gets the better of my decision making when I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. But it was a really good session. I'm looking forward to the next one, you know, and the first 2 was a lot of questions about myself, about my childhood, about my past, about where I am currently, and not very much advice. You know, and maybe that's not what therapy is, but I just kind of assumed that therapy,
they're going to just give you the clues.
It's like, okay, here's your problem.
This is what you got to do here.
This is what you need to do. You know, this is where you're making a mistake. This is where you're succeeding. And it's okay that you feel this way. It's not okay that you feel that way. None of that. And I think that's what my expectations are. Almost like somebody else to take the wheel and I can just do what they say with trust that they're not leading me down a bad path, if that makes sense.
I don't think you're making wrong choices. I think you're just making choices the best that you can, you know, with where you're at. Just like, you know, any of the step work stuff you've done before, you're just doing the best that you know how to do in the situation, in the moment. So
I can tell you now.
Now you're reflecting back and you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have did this. Well, stop worrying about that and just what are you going to do now?
Yeah. You know, I will say it's like, I'm glad that I'm in a place in my life where therapy is an option and I'm willing to do it. You know, there's no, in a million years would I've ever thought, oh, I'm going to a therapist. I'm not crazy. You know, like that type of mentality. I don't need that. Now it's like, oh, I'm okay. Yeah,
I've been told I should do therapy.
You've been therapy?
Yeah.
I've done it, tons of it over the years, but not sober. I've never done it sober.
Yeah, no one told me what to do with my life. No one said anything.
Yeah,
and that's why I went on, like, you know, for issues I was having. I did the cognitive behavioral therapy. Did most of that on my own. Anything I couldn't solve, you know, which was really any fears, then I just had to just go through it, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what else there is. I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, I guess maybe I need behavioral therapy. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But as far as like anyone that's thinking of going to therapy, it's not a bad thing. It's been really relieving, a sense of peace. It's nice to have someone to talk to that doesn't have a biased opinion.
How does that start? Does he ask you questions, or does you just like where do you start from
what's
when you
going
go
on.
in? Do you guys talk about what you talked about previously? Like
Yeah, so
review?
he guided. He did a really good job like guiding the conversation. It's like, tell me about yourself. Like, where are you from? And then I dive into it. I'm from
An
North
old
Alabama.
country boy
Old
from
country boy.
Alabama.
Is it the comfortability in speaking to him that changes things, or what is he offering? How does it help you?
I think
Because I always think about this all the time, but I got
at this
50
stage
dudes that I could
he's
sit
a really
next
good listener. Like he's very attentive. He's nodding his head, and then he'll step in and make a comment. And
You think you don't have men in your life that you can speak to?
no, I definitely have men in my life that I can speak to. I think the benefit of this is I feel like it's less bias. A good example is like when I talk to Andrew, I know Andrew's going to call me out on my crap, but like Andrew's Team Paul, right? Like through and through. Even like my pastor, like he's going to talk to me from a spiritual aspect, right? He's going to remind me of my morals. He's going to remind me of my beating pulse of what's right in my Christian life and what the Bible says about it. And this gentleman is really, at this point, he's really listening and
to see if you're the freak.
And I'm making comments like, and I'll even propose. I'm aware enough that I can propose the question of, am I thinking about this through the wrong perspective? And he will say, he would give me feedback. I can't remember an exact example, but I do remember him telling me, he was like, you're trying to put a Band-Aid over a bullet hole. Right. Like, and that made sense to me. It's like, I'm trying to.
He's got some good analogies.
Very, and you love me. Yeah, I love me some analogies,
good.
And he can.
Sounds like something you would say.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, there's obvious issues going on in my everyday life that, just out of respect for anyone that's involved with me, like I don't want to dive into, but it's nice having a complete stranger that I don't know, that doesn't care, that, about whose feelings get hurt, that's willing to just listen and chime in when needed. And almost, he's, Nicole said it best. He's Switzerland. He's neutral. I don't know if that's an inside joke. But he is. And he's also alluded to some issues that I do have that I need to work on.
What's that?
Well, I mentioned it a little bit last week about the control.
Yeah.
And understanding that the controlled issue that I have isn't so much that I want to push people around, but I want to control the chaos in a way that I could just let it go, right? Like just let it go and focus on you and not so much about if this or that is good or bad for me. And, what I will say is it's allowed me to be more comfortable stepping back into my role at Project Exodus. Like today, I got off work. I went and got a haircut. I wasn't like overwhelming, like paranoid or anxiety of what's going on outside of here. And then I was able to go to each house. And I've also been able to, in the last couple of weeks, just say, hey, I'm going to take care of Paul. Like, so I went and got a new pair of shoes. I did, I just wanted to do some self-care stuff. Where, 2 weeks ago, I couldn't even like really function. Like I was just so emotionally driven, high strung, didn't trust anything. And now I can just care a little bit less. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Joel's just chomping at the bit over just to watch it. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm excited. You're back. You got a new pair of shoes. I'm excited about this.
Papa's got
you got new energy. You're looking fresh, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I seen a couple people. I was like, "What's up with the shirt?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
what's this
like,
Miami?
Y'all finally see me without a Project Exodus T-shirt on. And it's like,
I'm just wondering why there's so many buttons not done. Like you can see the tank top.
It's the style.
Like
it's the trend.
You can
out there trying to be sexy all day.
You can almost see your belly button. That's why I'm so curious.
Yeah, it's. I was hoping
it's like half shirt. Hat.
Yeah.
Am I wearing a shirt?
Chest hair and belly button.
Yeah, upside down crop top. It's not meant to be buttoned up all the way.
Yeah.
I went to the mall today and
express yourself.
He's like, I got these new muscles now, so I'm just
That's another thing. Like the wellness side. Like, so I've been going to the gym since January 12th.
Mhm.
So I've lost some substantial amount of weight and gotten a lot stronger. Like we talked about this in an episode of the podcast. Like that was the thing I wanted to dedicate this year to, was just
Getting jacked.
taking care of myself. And Nicole said chesticles. But no, like, I mean, I feel better physically. I feel better about my appearance. I still got a lot of work to do. I mean, it's going to be cool what it look like in January 12th of next year if I keep doing this stuff and eating healthy. And,
You've been on a few different diets though, too, haven't you? Like there was a point where you just like weren't eating. Remember that?
that was a starvation diet.
Yeah. It was a week and a half.
Fasting.
You're
Like,
fasting,
have water.
Bender.
I just kind of, I think the one thing I've learned about dieting is like, if you can go like the no carb route and you're not as hungry. You can go the healthy, like complex carbs, and I feel like you get stronger in the gym, but you're constantly hungry.
What if you just do, you would throw in some simple carbs or
I like Joel's version. Eat like a bird. Yeah, eat like a bird.
just peck
man.
all day.
Just peck all day. I usually,
Sometimes I got like not even. I
you
won't
get
even have snacks in the house. Like I won't even. I'll get up at like midnight and start roaming through my kitchen.
I used to
all
crack on it. I'm like, what do you mean you have no self-control over cheesecake? But I get it now. Like I feel like I can relate more to what you go through.
I understood addiction more through food. Like here I am telling myself not to have one more slice, and I'm doing the same thing at the bar with the beer.
Yeah.
I'm like, 3's good. Go home. Same with pizza. I had 2 slices. Stop. And I wouldn't.
I'll snack at night, but
It's
it's,
like
it's
same
only if
thing.
I don't go to bed on time. If I'm up late, I get hungry and I'll just eat junk.
What
But
are
if I
we
go,
doing?
What?
I mean, not.
Last week at the end of our episode, Joel let us know that he was on Facebook dating.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
brought it up. Someone bring it up.
I think Joel brought it up.
No, I mean just now. You just like
No, I just realized that we've robbed ourselves for the last 46 minutes of hearing this. Rebecca says, I want to call Paul shirt. Okay.
It's gonna say, "Don't call Paul."
Yeah, it's going to say,
Stop calling
call
Paul.
Becca.
Stop calling. Yeah.
So
Paul,
Joel is in the dating pool, as we all are aware. It's men seeking women, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So tell us a little bit about what's been going on in Joel's dating life. What has that been like?
So when I announced it last Saturday, I didn't realize that I would get so many. I got a lot of hate messages, I think,
What?
from women I'm not romantically with.
Because
watch the podcast?
Because they watched the podcast and that I said I'm getting on Facebook dating, and I got them throughout the night and different nights.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was interesting.
Y'all raise your hand in the chat. Like, who is watching this? And then
There's some
Who
back.
thinks they're dating Joel?
oh my god,
Yeah, there's some there's some backlash on there. Multiple women that I'm not romantically involved with.
oh,
at
the
all.
chat's going crazy. Thousands.
People that you talk to regularly, or
I
what?
want to know the results of Facebook thing. How many are you up to now, Joel?
But like I haven't really connected with anyone on there. Nothing serious.
Oh.
Maybe
I was supposed to go on a date Tuesday night, and that fell through. And then I don't know. It's kind of I don't even know. I think I'm a little early in connecting anyway. Like, what am I? I'm gonna be like, I can date on Sundays. That's about it.
So just to clarify, I think it's important that you don't abandon Joel because of this project. Like, if Joel needs a night off, just communicate it, because we want you to take a night off. Like, if there's something going on, we need to be able to say to everyone, hey, Joel's not available. Call me, Andrew, or whoever. Because
then everyone's gonna know I'm going on a date.
Well, we can just say that. I can make a Facebook
Joel's
post.
going on a date. Please
Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
You see Joel's car ripping around town. Don't approach it. Maybe we could pass out flyers to like the homeless population so they don't approach you while you're walking downtown.
Yeah.
So
That'd be a starter.
Have you had any like matches that have had interesting conversations?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that start checking out our. There's probably some watching this podcast right now. I mean, that have checked out at least done some digging on me because I got some Project X's shirts on. So
What did you put for your job, your career? Did you put
I think I changed it to
okay.
I'll have to check. But
Girls flirt with you a lot. Like,
me personally, or just
no,
men in general?
facts. Like, I see it all the time.
With me?
Yeah, you're just oblivious to it. Like that girl that tried to kick your feet and then fell in the office.
That was great, dude.
Instant.
I was like,
karma.
how did you
Yeah.
fall like that?
Yeah.
Was
I
there
told her
noise,
I'm
dude?
not gonna send it to my friends. They were asking how you felt like that.
Did she make a noise when she hit? I could just imagine her
She
going,
took like the half a day off on
What?
Friday. Yeah,
So
still
for
crying.
those
Texted
watching,
me this morning crying about
earlier this week, Joel sent us this video, like the security footage, and it's in his office, and he's sitting at his desk, and his feet are like hanging out the front of the desk, and this lady walks in and like goes to like kick his feet, but
like doesn't even, and then all of a sudden,
all of a sudden just falls in the
falls and-
floor. Yeah, like
Head
trips.
She was a little top heavy, and
Yeah. And like Joel's just up like laughing, pointing in her face. Like,
that's
He doesn't-
kind of.
Did you even help her out? You're just like, what are you doing?
She
now?
didn't want to help though. She did. She said,
yeah, her pride was her.
"I don't know." I mean,
Oh, Angel said definitely go on dates, Joel. I hope you find a good match.
oh, thank you, Angel.
Yeah, so nice of you. So you said you do have a date coming up or no?
No, I got nothing planned.
And how many times have you turned down an opportunity to go on a date?
Probably every day.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess I'm looking again. Like, I think it's that perfectionist mindset that's kind of getting in the way. And there's this risk reward calculation that's constantly going on in my mind.
What's the risk? Being
For some
vulnerable?
reason, my entire life, I've thought of like the worst thing that would drag me down is being in a relationship with the wrong woman, having kids with the wrong woman. And that may be from, I think I brought this up when I was speaking on Saturday Night Speaker Meeting. I was, like maybe it has something to do with my parents being divorced before I was ever born and seeing relationships in a whole different, from a negative perspective and just not really obtaining front row seats to a healthy relationship. So
do you think your expectations off? Like what is your expectation of like the perfect woman? I mean,
I just think it's the and I look around at you guys, I look at everyone. I'm
but don't look over here.
I'm see what I'm saying. Like I'm evaluating through you what my my choices would have been in a lot of situations. The same with Andrew. You know what I mean? So I can't. You know what I mean? So I'm still calculating like a lot. So unless she is like something I want to risk it all
Why
for.
don't you ask the girl out from the gym?
Which girl?
The one girl.
Oh, that's just
the one that got away.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
and that might be more like an illusion, of
No, it's a lie. You're telling
Like-
yourself.
like
It's a lie.
Yeah,
I think
I know you know she has a ring on her finger or not. Does she wear a ring?
no,
Okay.
no, she's single.
Damn right she
Oh,
is.
you sure about that?
Yeah,
Not for
I
long.
think.
Have you ever asked her for a number?
No,
I mean,
she works out
get
the
it.
same time I do every time. So it's like I don't. The risk reward is fear of rejection, awkwardness every single time I go to the gym.
Well, it is awkward.
let's-
I don't
let's-
like
hold on,
So
let's-
this is like my
let's ask our audience. Nicole, I know you're watching. Is it okay for Joel to approach a
Not
female
okay.
at the gym? Is
what do girls think about that?
off-putting that he would? There's
Say
this
for
girl.
her, if she was approached by a man in the gym,
Nicole's probably approached by guys all the time, so I don't know how it's.
We should have had Nicole on.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what kind of guy does that. I just feel I don't know. I just because you see the guys in the gym and you see them staring at themselves in the mirror. Like these are the guys talking to the girls. I'm like,
You know
that
who
guy
I
looks like a
think?
total tool.
What?
Andrew.
Yeah, I'm trying to, and I try to be like Angel all the time. Just flirt with the world. Try to flirt with everybody. You know what I mean? Like have that mindset.
Andrew is like the biggest non-intentional flirt that there is.
He just flirts with everyone.
Yeah. Every
Man, woman.
every girl that comes in
kids. Oh,
our program always they find time to like pull me aside and like, hey, what's the deal with Andrew? Like, what do you mean? It's like, is he into me? I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
no,
he does that with
he's gay.
everybody. Him and Joel are in a relationship. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So back to like your expectations. Like if you
Hold on,
could,
real quick. But speaking of the girl at gym, we were talking the other day about like if we could get Joel, the girl mustache,
Oh,
and should we tell him?
no, for sure. So
So this is
look,
the idea. I was like, Joel would never grow a mustache.
Well, I don't know.
Let's just be clear. All right, mustaches require like a Prince Charming-esque jawline, which Joel has. Joel has the cheekbone, the facial makeup of that's screaming, I need a mustache. So
my dad had a mustache growing up, and it's just like
Joel, you have the
Mine too.
you have
so that is what's thrown me off. Like, so when I
dude,
see
you could rock a mustache like nobody's business. Let's just be clear. And
Yeah.
so I told Andrew, I was like, we've got to get him to grow a mustache because if he grew a mustache and a female approached him and complimented on him, that's all the validation he would need to keep the
I'd
mustache.
be stuck with a mustache the rest of my life.
No, I don't think you'd be stuck with it. I think you'd be blessed with this amazing upper lip carpet that
Just
just.
so good for
Oh,
us
my
too.
God.
You know,
Nicole said, just wait for her to be done with her set.
So yeah,
Yeah.
patiently wait like a stalker. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
just catch her mid set, like when she's like at the bottom. Just
yeah. Was that enough?
yeah.
She's mid squat, like
Yeah.
just down it. Excuse me.
But like, I don't want people to approach me right after a set. Like, you know.
She's just out of breath.
Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
get your number?
yeah.
Now bring her a bottle of water. You know, like go over there and do your thing. I will tell you this, Joel. I don't think I would ever be able to work out with Joel at the gym. There's been a few times I've run into him, not very many, but he's just always doing these weird, awkward workouts. Like I go over one day and he's like on the like incline press, but he's using it for his calves and like a reverse esque. It was the
It's a
weirdest
squat machine. What are you talking
He
about?
he was on like an
The hack squats.
something,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
but right next to it was like a actual calf raise machine. And I'm like, what are you doing?
No, that one's jacked up, man.
So where did you get shake weights from, Joel?
Could you imagine if we were like just to walk over to like the bench press and then we were using it, like just lifting it in a weird way on one side?
I see people do that all the time, or they'll even do
The calf
squats
there's-
backward. They'll do the hack squat, but they'll face the pad and they'll like have their butt out and they're just doing it.
There's only 2 dedicated like calf machines in that whole gym,
Yeah.
and when there's 2 people on them,
Well, there was
You can always
nobody
use-
on it, to be
you can
clear.
always use
There was
the-
nobody on the calf
leg
raise
press
machine.
machine.
but I don't do the other one because it jacks up my shoulders from like
Yeah, the padding's no good.
it just leaves these big ass lines.
You just use
broken
that
blood
the
vessels.
leg press. You just lay back and just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the appropriate way.
Yeah,
I mean,
it-
that's what I was.
I was just, I mean, I don't ever really approach him, but I was like, what are you doing? He was
Yeah.
like, I'm working on my calves.
He's so for a guy that can go out and talk to anybody at the gym. He's really
Critical.
worried about the way he.
Well, I was like, I was,
conducts him with what you know.
well, there was a side of me that's like, Jim, I mean, like Joel's been going to the gym for a very long time. Like maybe I'm missing out on something over here. And he was like, oh, I just don't like that machine. It hurts my shoulders. So I was like, oh, okay.
It doesn't hurt it. It leaves these big blotches of red,
Yeah.
you know, like broken blood vessels on my skin. So it's
So,
when you're trying to get
back
sexy.
to the mustache.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we need to get you to grow a mustache. Yeah. Temporarily even.
Yeah.
And let's,
Thick one.
Yeah. Thick one. Like
And rock it for
like
the
a-
next.
let's even name it.
I didn't
like-
even think you'd be. I think you'd be like a total no, never gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll do it.
But Joel would like. Could you imagine like Joel Top Gun style mustache, like poisonous Ethiopian caterpillar type
No,
mustache?
reach out to Flip. Like all 4 of us next time we do men's night together. Mustache.
Well, no, I think that
No,
like,
you're
you
gonna-
have to have a jawline.
No, you just gotta try it.
It just looks weird. But you could get you one of those like switchblade combs and it's like and like comb it out. Yeah, curl
Get
it.
a little curl.
Yeah.
Have to
Nicole
wear
said there
some-
are many ways to use machines. You can modify most of them for different things.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for sticking up.
She
for me.
would say
Thanks
that.
for validating Joel's
would.
awkward use of the hack squat machine. So yeah, like mustache.
Or amped. Get another calf machine, please. I'll
Dude,
help
that
bring
Beneva
100 people.
amp, like I guess going to the Tuttle amp that's new. Like you get over there and you realize like how new those machines and all the weights are. Like amped over at Beneva, great gym. Not crapping on the gym at all, but it's just like their equipment needs to be maintained better.
Revamped.
Yeah, it just needs an update.
If we bring them in 100 new customers, maybe.
Yeah.
We
So for those watching, we are currently working an angle to partner with Amped Fitness in Sarasota in hopes that all of our current clients and new intake clients will be offered some type of discount or maybe a free month we're going to work with AMP to see if we can't come to some type of agreement to help our clients not only work on their mental health, their recovery health, but also their physical health. If you're interested in getting in better shape, I think that's a huge part of recovery. It's not, like Joel will tell you, like that's your therapy. That is your therapy. Like I go to a therapist, you go to AMP.
People always ask, when do you have time for yourself? Well, it's the gym, it's the bike ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is kind of my step 11, if you want to look at it like that.
What about you, Andrew?
Want to get time alone?
Oh, and Nicole said in women's gym apparel line with
There we go.
always here to help. That's what she said.
Gym apparel?
That's where I think we should.
Our next
We should
endeavor.
start, no, we need to start marketing the shirts more and the website.
Get more creative and
And-
just get more of it. Get sexier outfits for the women.
What
I
a
mean,
for the women.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get some.
the guy
ends.
stuff's already good.
Yeah.
Sexy, and it's already sexy.
Yeah, Joel's over here. Can we get some speedos?
It's very European
Banana
sexy.
hammocks. All right. Well, we've been doing this for an hour, guys.
That's it, man.
That's it. Lackluster week. Just
Oh, MetroCon, end of next month. I'm not going to go.
I'm not either. I got to get my brother from prison in August. He's coming down. My mom was here yesterday. She said that she's moving here along with my niece.
Did you already find a
look at
place? What's
places
going on?
while she was here?
She was here yesterday.
Did did she go and look at any of them?
I don't think so, but I know my stepdad had some interviews. Mom's trying to transfer here.
They're doing that. They're doing that now. Are they still here?
No. They left this morning.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited about that.
Well, that'd be
Me
cool.
too.
For your mom to be here, like
Yeah.
for you, like I get excited about it.
Yeah, it's for those that are watching, I haven't lived in the same town as my mom since I was, but I think maybe 8 or 9 years old, if that. And I want to say there's probably a little bit of the issues I have come from like the distant relationship I've had. Not blaming her, I'm just saying like I'm really excited to actually get to spend quality time with my mom and get to know her better and her be part of my life, be part of Charlotte's life on a more of a daily basis, like have family dinners, things of that
Got your
nature.
niece too.
Yeah, my niece, Lily, she's 7. And, she's excited. Like, they're excited. Like, it's going to be a really cool thing to have family in town. That it's just a really weird dynamic I haven't experienced as an adult, So I'm excited about that. So pray for my family. Hopefully that all works out. We'll get them down here. And then
And you're getting your brother here too.
yeah, that's a big one. And he's in need of recovery. Like he doesn't have it, and he's so excited. He's like, oh, what's the house is like? I get to tell him about recovery homes, and so I'm really excited to.
Where are you going to throw him at?
I don't know, man. I go back and forth on whether or not to even put him in our program, like if it's that big of a conflict of interest. But I don't know. We'll see.
It's your brother you haven't seen in years.
Just throw him in there with Lonnie. Just give
That'd be a
it.
good spot.
Yeah. Or maybe throw him over at Robinson. Who knows? We'll see. Like he's excited, so I'm excited for him. I think it's gonna be really cool to have you guys here to help as well.
Yeah.
Like
That's just a solid setup. Like getting out, having already a place to stay, a new,
well, the alternative.
beautiful Sarasota,
the
Florida,
alternative
man,
is-
job lined up.
Oh, forgot. Thank you so much, Nicole. This coming Wednesday night, Next Generation Recovery is at 1801 North Lockwood Ridge Road at 7:00. You can catch it on Facebook Live or you can come in person. Get there a little bit early so you can get you a seat. It is ladies' night. I know Nicole is on the panel. Lori Clucky of Recovery Church. Huge in the recovery community here. Let's see. I've got a list here. Give me 1 second. Where is that? Is that in the
I don't know.
PXC board?
There's like
Oh, here we go.
hundreds and hundreds of Discord messages every day. It's intense, dude.
Maybe
like
it's
every-
not.
every
Maybe it's
time.
in leadership. Give me 1 sec. Oh, I'm already getting
There's
messages.
another
Someone's telling us leaders. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. So we have Lori, Stacy, Nicole, Beth, and Angela will all be on the panel. We have a 5-person panel this week, ladies' night. And the topic is powerlessness. They're going to kill it. So if you're interested in checking out our quality recovery meeting that enhances your recovery on different levels, check us out on Facebook Live Wednesday night at 7. You can also check out the post-production anytime after that on our YouTube page, and that is the Project Exodus Corp YouTube page. Please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to grow that channel as well. You can check out any of our previous meetings, previous podcasts on our YouTube channel, or also on our Facebook page, Project Exodus Corp. If you're interested in checking out some of our merch, we have a lot of really cool t-shirts on our projectexoduscorp.com website. You can also donate there if you're interested in helping people in early recovery with bus passes, cell phones, things of that nature. We do a lot. It's going to be this movement is growing fast. We've got 8 houses right now. I think we have like 8 people coming in this month that haven't arrived yet, and numerous others that are coming into the program. It is not surprising to me. I think it's just, I think the challenge is, how do we keep helping people, when these beds are full? Like, how do we keep growing? How do we keep making it, the next level? And it's exciting. It's a lot of fun stuff, right?
Yeah, it's more. Just keep going.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. Episode 33 in the books. Next week, episode 34. So we'll see how that goes. I love you all, guys. I hope you all have a great night. For Project Exodus Corp, my name is Paul.
Andrew.
Joel.
Have a good one.
See you. Peace.
Cash money, young money. Born in New Orleans, raised in New Orleans.